Hi, this is Lori Williams, and this is your PRV moment. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 6 phases of CRV. Now I'm going to share my screen with you real quickly and show you a graphic that I made for my book Boundless. And here we're talking about the different phases. Phase 1 is ideograms. Ideograms are an amazing tool. They're magical. They open the door to the subconscious mind. And phase 1 is all about ideograms, and phase 1 is all graphics. Phase 2, sensories and dimensionals. This is where you're recording the perceptions that you're getting after you've gone from phase 1 into phase 2. Our mantra is describe, don't identify. Sensories relate to our 6 senses, the sense of smell, sense of seeing, sense of tasting, sense of hearing, sense of touch, and the sense of ambiance. Dimensionals relate to sizes and shapes of things, and this phase is all text because you're writing everything down. So we have ideograms, which is a phase that's all graphics. Then we have sensories and dimensionals, which are all text. Then we have the border between phase 2 and phase 3, which is the aesthetic impact. This is the turning point in every session. The aesthetic impact happens when a viewer goes from just simply talking about the target to kind of interacting with the target. The viewer begins having perceptions that involve the viewer and the target, like, wow, it's a lot taller than me, or wow, it's a lot smaller than me. So you're relating, like it's off to my right, or whatever. And it's always accompanied by an emotion which you want to be sure and declare, like surprise or something. And you want to be sure that you don't John Wayne when you do this. Now, what does John Wayning mean? Well, John Wayning is referring to a woman walks up to John Wayne and she says, "Mr. Wayne, how are you feeling today?" And he says, "Well, madam, it's a mighty fine day." So he didn't tell her how he was feeling. He just started talking about the day. I see this frequently with students. They'll have an aesthetic impact and they'll go, "Wow, it's really tall." And then I'll say, "How do you feel about that?" And they'll go, It's silver. It's cylindrical." They're still telling me about the target, but they're not talking about how their own reaction to the aesthetic impact. So you want to be sure and declare those emotional reactions, because emotions, strong emotions in a session, can definitely shut the session down if you're not careful. So back to our graph here, we've got the aesthetic impact, and then that is the border, and then you go into phase 3. Now, of course, phase 3 is all graphics. It's a fun phase. You're sketching. You can do ideogrammic sketches where you use your ideograms as part of your sketch, whatever. You don't have to be an artist to be able to do phase 3 sketching. Then you move into phase 4, and phase 4 is really where the bulk of the remote viewing happens, to be honest. Now, of course, not for basic students. Basic students do the bulk of their viewing in phase 2, but once you get into intermediate, which is what I'm in the midst of teaching today. We just finished day 1 of intermediate of our 3-day course. So this is phase 4, the matrix of CRV. And phase 4, again, is text. So far we had ideograms, which are graphic. We had phase 2, sensories and dimensional, which is all text. Phase 3, sketching, graphics. Phase 4 is all text. Then we grab phase 5, which is also a text tool. And phase 5 is a toolbox full of tools designed to help you to break out the meaning behind stray cats, AOLs, castles, stuff that your imagination is pulling in. Phase 6, which is what you learn in 3 days of advanced, and then an additional bunch of phase 6 tools in 3 days of the Beyond Advanced CRV for Professional Viewers course. Phase 6 is a huge toolbox full of graphic tools designed to help you get numbers, letters, timing, all kinds of great information. How tall was the guy who robbed the 7-Eleven? Just all kinds of great information. When is the best time for me to sell my stock? When should I propose to my girlfriend? When should I move? What job should I take? Just so many great tools to help you with life decisions. So this is a very short little your PRV moment, but it's designed to help you really kind of get a bird's eye view of the 6 phases of CRV. So this has been a short Your PRV moment to help you understand and get a bird's eye view of the 6 phases of controlled remote viewing. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you back here next time.